Right. Let's dive on in, technical hiccups and various delays aside. So, last time the party was reunited with Genevieve. She was very pleased to see them again, and filled them in on the state of the country. Due to a series of events, most of the different races had not committed as many forces as they had been hoping for. The attack in Ithamel had made the leaders nervous and were holding more in reserve, as well as dramatic increases in devil sightings and attacks had led to the rulers of the different races having to deploy troops all over the place to deal with them. The party updated Genevieve on their adventures and plans before investigating ways to get to the Feywild, as well as creatures with true sight there. Visiting the library and the Barkwood College professors, they learned about the story of the Prince of Roses, a tragic knight who was taken in and deceived by three healers with prophetic powers or sight. They also learned about Fey crossings, strange portals that opened under specific conditions and can be found in nature. Klari was given permission to make a copy of a scroll of plane shift. While Klari was copying the scroll, Arwen and Stix went looking for one of these crossings and managed to track down an old professor they'd heard of from the college. He was an expert on the Fey and owned a giant lynx, a Fey creature. They were able to persuade him to give them his Fey compass, advice for finding Fey crossings, and also told them about a giant clan who lived in the Fourth Valley in the Fey Mountains and bred and sold giant lynxes, for their fur was strong in divination magic. So, we pick things up. It's around the middle of the day. Clary is still busy copying down the scroll. Arwen and Stix, you have the rest of the day ahead of you. If there's anything you'd like to achieve, any preparations you'd like to make?
So, Faye. Faye, fickle, and they're charming, and they're enchanting. Like that is the limits of what I would know about the Fae. Because I'm not very smart, but they are sort of part of my oath is that I don't like Fae. So, is there anything we could buy that can help us with that? Do you think? Or I don't know. Arwen, you are the expert in Fae.
Interesting question.
Can we buy something to, or get something to help us fuck up the Fae?
Fuck up
Or
the
not,
Fae or not be
not
entranced
be
by them?
both. Um,
Well, I mean, in are we taking real life folklore into account or not real?
It's up to you. Throw some stuff out there, we'll see.
Rowan berries will stop them being will protect you against getting like not mind controlled, but like lured in.
Enchanted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Eat some berries.
Not any old berries, not blueberries. That
Well,
won't help.
yeah. No, blueberries will not help. Strawberries, though delicious, also probably won't work. Don't get me started on cherries. Not even a berry. Cool. So we need those. And you mentioned last week silver. I don't know if silver is or iron.
No, it's iron, I think.
Is that a thing? Like, is that like an actual Fey thing? Like
It's a
iron.
real life Fae thing, but I don't know if it's a D&D Fae thing.
Right. I call to our humble God to say, God, Is that a thing? Stix is just in the middle of the square. Thank God. Is that a thing?
So there are certain legends and things, and one of the things you've discovered from your research is that Archfey kind of set the rules for their section of the Fae, and so that could be something that a particular Archfey creates in their domain, but it was probably not universal everywhere.
Okay. Well, I was also thinking we're going into a place called like the Rose, whatever, and roses have like super sharp, thorns, and I'm assuming some of those thorns may be poisoned. So maybe we can try and find some potions against poison, like poison resistance. Because I'm already resistant to poison with this here belt, but maybe we can find something for the rest of you guys, like potions of poison stuff. It's also like there's loads of plants, they might like puff out poisonous shit. Like just from my limited knowledge, I'm proficient in nature. I know some plants are poisonous. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe it's not, and it'll be a waste of money. But who knows? But I think it might be a worthy investment anyway.
And you have that spell that makes food, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool.
So we don't have to accidentally eat some fucking magic mushrooms and go on like a 3-day trip. Do I actually have? Ooh, that's a very good question. Do I have protection from poison? Because I know that's a spell, but is it a cleric's? Is it also a paladin's? In fact, Ryan had that throughout the entirety of the Feywild arc in my campaign. Never once used.
Oh my God.
In the uh, let in spell. And if I just take a look, I can change my spell. So, that's a restoration. Gonna want that. Protection from poison. It is a thing. Second level spell, which I don't really want to use, but it is a thing. Oh, if it is poison, you neutralize the poison if more than one blow. Oh, right. So it's for the duration the target has advantage on saving throws of being resistant against poison damage. Okay. Well, if nothing else, it's a spell I have where I can just touch you and you have resistance to poison for an hour. But maybe we can find some potions so that I don't have to use up my smite slots. I mean spell slots. So I guess like to the magic shop or some shit. Or alchemists. I suppose that would also work. Wherever we can get potions and things. Onwards. And your bow like makes arrows, doesn't it? So we don't need any arrows.
Yeah, all good. And you've got like 70 or whatever.
Yeah.
Randomly giving you.
Okay, so you're looking for potions of resistance, specifically in poison, basically.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I mean, there are various magical shops in the city. This would be a semi-common thing. They are the elves are generally a more sort of druidic people, with more knowledge of nature than More knowledge of nature is common among them than in other races, but occasionally, that leads them to deal with some more exotic things, perhaps. So, potions of poison resistance would be. How many are you looking to get?
How many are available where we go?
Roll a d10 for me. Let's see how many are available to find.
What?
This is a 1. 3! Oh,
Okay.
hold on. Whatever.
So I will say, over the course of the afternoon, you are able to track down up to 5 potions.
How much do they cost each?
So they cost 100 gold each.
100 gold
And
each.
each one grants you with an hour's worth of resistance. Is it just resistance? Yes, the potion just grants you resistance. Doesn't grant you any benefits about preventing you being poisoned. It's just resistance to poison damage.
Right.
And you take poison damage every turn?
It would depend on the source. So something that poisons you tends to just deal damage once.
Oh, okay.
And then, so you can take poison damage or you can have the poisoned condition, which are two different things. The poison condition is disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, and poison damage is just damage. So these potions will prevent you from taking damage or reduce the damage you take from a poisonous source. So you can find up to 5. It's up to you guys how many you want to purchase.
I mean, if we have to take them before we even do anything, before we even know there's going to be poison there, and then it's only going to last an hour.
Let's okay. We'll take the lot. Quote him in Harry Potter.
Okay.
So I'll take off. I have 56 platinum. So I'll take off 50 platinum.
Wait, how much were they?
They were 100 each.
Ew.
It's fine. We're in war times. It's a recession. It's a whole thing. It'll be fine.
Because he lives.
Pardon?
Because he lives. Cost of living.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's okay. You're not down.
Because he lives.
No.
Because he lives. Right. So I'm gonna stick that on my sheet. Really type. Left hand use key. Ocean of
As you're walking around, are inquiring about poisons and things like that. One of the merchants that you speak to says they don't have any potions of poison resistance, but they do have a periapt of poison.
Oh, what? What does that mean?
Sorry, a periapt of proof against poison. Basically, it is a small silver necklace that grants you immunity to poison damage and the poisoned condition.
Damn.
That could be quite useful. How much a thing might be?
They take you in with an appraising eye. Says, well, how does 3,000 gold pieces sound?
I mean, it sounds great if
fucking
you can give
awful.
me them.
Don't have that money.
I think we're good, thank you.
No.
I know Klari has that money, or at least I think Klari has that money, but she's off reading. Conveniently, the one with all the money had to go and do the reading.
It's okay, I can talk to her, but we're playing hard to get.
No, I actually can.
We don't
Actually,
need this thing.
Okay.
We don't.
Yuck. Why?
Your desire for poison-resistant potions does imply to me that you do.
No.
Well, all right then. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Actually, yeah. Do you have anything to stop people from getting like charmed? Like, do you have anything that like I don't know can like shield someone's mind against being charmed and or sort of manipulated in
Aren't
some
we
way?
immune to being charmed?
We are resistant, but poor Klari isn't.
Why isn't Klari?
Clary can't be charmed.
Klari can't be charmed.
She literally just cannot be charmed.
I thought I couldn't be charmed.
Is fucking insane. What the fuck is this?
Devil fruit?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
one of the
okay,
big.
no, I can. I just had advantage.
Yeah, that is insane. That is a very very powerful thing. Oh, you know what? Then we're fucking good. We have advantage. Clary's fine. Tell you what, guys, I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm feeling very confident about this trip. Also, how did we? So you're looking up a plane shift spell, is what you're doing, or did you like copying the plane shift spell?
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I think with that stuff bought, I mean, is there anything else interesting in the? I mean, I'm assuming for this like necklace thing, we're in some kind of magical shop.
Yes.
They have anything else interesting there? I'm not really sure what I'm looking for, but I think Stix would just sort of look around. We've been in some shit, and we're about to go into some more shit. Maybe something would be helpful, something utility based, or that gives some spells, or something.
You do
I'm
have the ring of spell storing.
I do have a ring of spell storing, and it's still got revivify in it.
And you can get rid of ring revivify if you want.
I can, but haven't we already like used diamonds to like cast this into the ring? It feels like a waste of 100, 300 gold pieces of worth of diamonds.
Yeah, possibly.
And I like it because it means that I don't have to worry about having a third level. I don't have to like keep a third level spell slot
Yeah,
to
that's true. Yeah.
to save. It's like our emergency defibrillator.
Mm. It has space for something else as well,
Oh, it does.
I think.
No, is it like you
It's
store
got
up to
5 levels of. So if Revivify's 3, you have either 2 first level slots or 1 second level.
ah? Ooh, okay. Oh, that does change things. What's a good second level spell for a paladin? I think something like restoration is pretty good. What does that do? Does that get rid of like charmed and or disease afflicting it? Condition can
If
be
I put
blinded.
Hunter's Mark in it, and obviously Ben's using it, can he move the Hunter's Mark?
He casts the spell.
Yeah, so when he casts it, can he then?
Yeah, so he casts the spell.
Okay, cool. Okay,
So
fair
the
enough.
spell
Oh.
operates as per, normal. It's just being attuned to the ring allows you to cast whatever spell is within the ring.
Yeah.
Sweet. So like, could we get like okay? So what Sperry's spells does like I don't know, everyone have for us to put into this thing? Like 2 levels worth of spells. I mean, I could do like 2 healing words. That that would just be just a quick pop of healing. As you say, you got like Hunter's Mark, which could be kind of fun, just smacking shit harder. But then I've got better spells. But then it's free. I know you've got like mirror image and blur and stuff. Do you put like mirror image in there, and I can like create loads of mirrors on myself? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be very cool, actually. It's like an emergency, like loads of mirrors. So I'm already like a tank, make me like more tanky.
Very cool.
It's a very cool spell. Oh yeah, we'll do that after Klari done reading for 14 hours. I'm gonna bug her about putting mirror image in there.
What level's mirror image?
2.
Nice.
That works.
Nice.
Cool. Anything else we need to do to prepare? Oh, I'm gonna go find Genevieve and tell her where we're going and what we're doing. I can't remember whether we've already done this, but the last time we went somewhere, everyone was looking for us, and Regis was like, they had a sword pointed at him by Sabrienne. So I'm going to go find Genevieve and tell her exactly where we're going, what we're doing, and that we will be about, I'm going to say a week. I'm hoping it's not a week. I mean, it could be a week. I don't know the Feywild, but I'm going to say, like, we'll be away for like a week. I know there's a war going on, so that's not the best thing, but I promise you, this will be worth it.
Okay. Was there anything else you were looking for, magic-wise, or?
I mean, if they have anything like, I don't know, anything on like special, like anything
Mhm. Yeah. Well,
order.
he pulls out 2 items. Well, for adventurers such as yourselves, bounties can be plentiful, but also keeping to one bounty can be challenging. So I've heard. He places a pouch and a box on the counter. Points towards the pouch. This is a coin purse, and he, as you can see, appears empty. But he opens it up and like dips his whole hand in and scoops it out, and just scatters a whole bunch of like copper pieces on the counter, as you can see. And so like he scoops out like an entire handful, but like the coin purse, looked completely empty. A safe and secure way of securing one's money. What cut purse is going to go for an empty purse?
Yeah,
Alternatively,
actually, that's kind of cool. In case we get
you have
robbed.
this, the magician's piggyback. When he picks up the box, you can see there is a slot, like a slot shaped cutout in the lid, but it's like blocked by a piece of metal. And he speaks the elven word for open, and scoops one of the copper pieces off and drops it inside. And as the coin drops in, it seals back up again. And then like flips over. There is no way to retrieve the coin unless you know the command word again. And then speaks a different command word, and this time the bottom like opens out, drops on a hinge, and the coin slides out onto the counter again. Perfectly safe, perfectly sealed. No one can get inside except the owner.
Nah. Not for me,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah, I'm gonna say no, but like Stix is gonna say no. Ben is thinking we're definitely gonna get robbed in the Feywild. I regret not picking this stuff up, but
Probably.
yeah, Stix isn't that smart, so he goes, "Yeah, nah, thank you very much for showing us these items, but I think we're good," and you will humbly bow
If those
and
are not
leave.
your liking, alternatively, I have one of these. and he pulls out a small, like slightly sort of like bluish tinted, but it's sort of like a swirling mix, like a marble effect on it. Maybe sort of about the size of like a grape or something like that. But small person. This is a wondrous item, a pearl of power. While the pearl is on your person, you can use an action to speak your command word and regain one expended spell slot if the spell slot was a 4th level or higher, the new slot is 3rd. Once you use the pearl, you can't use it again until dawn. So basically, once per day, you can get up to a 3rd level spell slot back.
How much would that cost?
Yes, a tuned item.
Don't.
Oh, fuck, it's cheap. Shit. How much would that cost?
This I'd be willing to let go. It seems you are on a tighter budget than I anticipated for 1,000 gold pieces.
Let me just check.
This guy is adamant to sell something, but not cheaply. He just keeps showing us stuff like maybe you'll want this, maybe you'll want this for 10,000 gold.
Magic items are expensive.
I know. He's really trying to sell.
I'm just trying to give you some options.
I think he's on. His business is going badly.
Question: the ring of spell storing, that is an attuned item, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm full on.
Me too.
So and I need to write it on my sheet. Of store it. So, good. One huge cut, loads of lines. Right.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing specific you are looking for.
No. Honestly, I think we're good. I think we have lots and lots of stuff left. Shit, didn't mean to click that. I think I've got a decent amount of stuff. And I won't. I don't get us any further. One thing I did want to check was, are we good on stuff like healing potions and the like? I know I have a healing potion. I don't know how you're doing.
Yeah, I think we bought some last time. Because I've got 4 greater and 2 superior.
Ah, fuck yeah, we are good. No, you do. Then, oh, pardon me, we're good. Yeah. Oh shit, you got 5 potions of healing. My word. Yeah, we are fine. Cool. Let's. I don't know. I guess I'd probably just chill out for the rest of the day. Until Clary's done. Then.
I might look at the compass and see which way it's kind of pointing us to go.
Okay. Yeah, the compass points to the northeast at the moment.
Okay. Can I follow it for a bit until Klari
Yeah.
rings me?
Yes. Yeah. So, by the time you're sort of done in the morning speaking to the professor, you've done a bit of shopping with Stix and been around the city and stuff like that. It's getting towards the late afternoon at this point. But you could comfortably spend like an hour sort of heading off in that direction, feeling your way, sort of through the forest and things like that. You don't come across anything of much significance. The directional sort of blink still stays on the most outer ring within that hour. And after that time, you decide it's probably best to just sort of head back and meet up with everyone at the end of the day. But you all meet up. Klari has successfully copied out the scroll itself, ready to be used. And yeah, you all meet back up at Genevieve's. As you all, sort of meet back up and arrive together, coming back in, you find her coming down the stairs. She is dressed up very nicely in a sort of a rich blue dress. It has a sort of like a plunging neckline, but like a nice like lace like fill in, and sort of these like little gold and silver stars like etched over the collarbone and stuff like that. Yeah, she sort of greets you all with a smile as you walk in. Oh, hello. I'm off out this evening,
Really?
but well, it would be good to catch up with you in the morning and find out whatever your next steps are. And with that, I've asked Leia to prepare food and things for you. So help yourselves, and I'll see you when I get back.
Quick question: how long has Klari been going?
Klari is all done.
Klari's all done. Great.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you guys have all met back up. Klari's spent the required time copying out.
In which case, do we want to go now or do we want to wait till morning? I don't know how time works, but assuming it's the same time now and spend a night in the Feywild, and that's a stupid question. I want to stay.
Well, I think I used spell slots for my thingy mobob.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh yeah, and then I can also get like protection from poison and stuff like that to help us in case. Well, I don't think I need protection from poison if we got 5 fucking potions of poison resistance. So yeah, cool. We'll go in the morning then. All right. Have a fun evening, Genevieve. We're gonna watch a movie. What's a movie? I don't know.
With that, she takes like a big cloak and sort of like swings it around over her shoulders, pulls up this like big hood, and disappears out into the fading light of the evening.
Wonderful. Fun. Yeah. Take a long rest, I suppose. We're staying in Genevieve still, right? So.
Yeah, you'll have welcome for food and rooms and things here. The meal is served in the evening. All head off up to bed. Settle in for a nice sleep, ready to set off tomorrow.
Indeed.
Stix.
Hello. Scared.
Sleep finds you easily. On the cusp of another adventure, the familiar excitement, mixed with the usual sense of trepidation, but mostly excitement for Stix. Going to the Fae, new place, it's interesting. You sleep comfortably for a while.
For a while.
Until you feel like you're waking up. And you sit up and you find yourselves in a dark tent. Made of red and black. You can hear the sounds of shuffling and moving of many things around you, and you realize that this small tent is sort of got a swaying motion. Almost looking around, you can see there's like a small curtain of things, almost like a palanquin on the move. And as you look around, you realise slumped on the opposite seat is a figure you recognise as your former companion, Neo, now Balsam, fast asleep. And next to him sits Neo, as you remember him, smaller than Balsam, less changed, just as you remember how he used to be. And he looks at you with that.
Sense.
Yeah,
Can I ask that in a dream? I don't know if I can do that in a dream, but I just want to make sure like this isn't some illusion and Neo is actually Balsam and all sorts of shit. Divine sense. I'm assuming I detect an undead slash fiend in Balsam.
you do.
Do I detect it in Neo?
You do not.
Okay. That is helpful.
And as you take in your surroundings and Neo looks at you, you see a wave of relief wash over him. And he says, "Oh, Stix, I've been trying to reach out for a long time, but I haven't been able to contact anyone. I've been scared to do it too frequently." He grew aware of my presence, but I had to tell someone. He's on the move again. He's moving north again. I tried to warn someone about the attack that was coming, but no, I couldn't get hold of you. You were all gone. I thought he was blocking me for a time, but I kept trying. But he's moving north. He's going after another city. You need to warn someone.
We know he's going after another city. He is going after. Zooming in on the map, he's going after El Halion. Was the no? It's Ithamel or El Halion?
No, he's
One of
already
the
got the mill.
yeah. Oh yeah, that was it. He's already got Ithamel. He's going after El Halion. We know this. People are already going to protect it. Is that the one you mean? I'm assuming that's the one you
Okay.
mean.
That's good. That's good. I was worried. Um, his force never stops. You know, if he, I don't know, if we weren't joined, he wouldn't. I don't think he'd need to sleep. So he had this contraption built so he could sleep on the move while his forces march. And Neo reaches out and pulls back like a curtain on the palanquin, and you can see in the moonlight that there is just wave after wave of undead just slowly trudging their way through the forest.
I would like to ask Neo. I will say, okay. A question. How, how do I know this is real? How do I know this isn't Balsam playing some kind of game? Because, no offense, Neo, but at least when we knew you, you couldn't do any of this shit. You couldn't bring people into dreams and do any of that stuff. And if I remember rightly, he had weird magical powers. This all definitely seems like some kind of trap to draw us north to try and get at us, to try and make us go north. Then we'll fall into some kind of trap. How you want to just sort of ease my mind here a little bit, buddy?
Don't really have anything to prove it to other than just to try and tell you things that are helpful. I mean, I share his mind, so I know what his plans and his thoughts and his feelings. But he's also got all my memories and my thoughts and things about everything that's happened already. I'm like I'm like a moth trapped in a glass in here. I can't influence the outside, but while he sleeps, the glass is removed and I can access some of his power. I'm trying to do it subtly so he's not aware, but he has great powers to project himself all over the place.
Interesting. Well, you will forgive me if I'm a little bit of a skeptic. So I will say this. If this really is Neo, we're coming for you. And we'll miss you a lot. I got a beard. Did I have a beard when Neo was here? I don't
Yeah.
think I did. Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. You know my beard. We're working on some stuff.
Yeah, but don't tell me too much because if he finds out, then he'll know from me.
Yeah, we're working on some stuff. Somewhat, I guess you could say, behind your enemy lines, so to speak. You know, watch your fucking back, dude. But if this is Balsam, well, I've just told you what we're doing, so that's probably a stupid idea of me. I'm fine. I've gone to the table. I haven't told him what we're doing. I'm just trying to fuck with his head. Yeah, I think in this moment, Stix is just so fucking paranoid because he doesn't do all this dream shit very well. He's finding it very, very difficult to be any kind of sincere because he is extremely convinced this is all some kind of trap or something. And he feels bad because he's like, oh, if this really is Neo, I'm gonna feel so bad later on. But if this isn't a trap, I think I'm doing okay. And I think that's sort of why Stix is sort of not being very sincere with Neo at the minute.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
Neil's like sort of like picking up on your skepticism. Like, well, if this, all I can tell you is he's going north. He's just kind of cut off an area, take it for himself. After Eli Halion, he's going for Ormsdala on the coast. And the things that are happening all over the place, they're not random. They're not irrelevant. That eruption on Valenmore, that was something he was responsible for. He's
you
clever.
know,
He knows that splitting the country up is the best thing to do. Stopping them uniting against him while he moves.
you know why he is therefore going to Ormsdala and the Shattered Shore and that sort of area. What's he got planned up there? Or is he just trying to sort of carve off for himself a big piece of Kavran?
He's just trying to take a piece quickly. He knows that the elves are somewhat vulnerable. Um, two isolated cities. He doesn't want to try and take the dwarves because the mountains and things are more natural protection, and it would be foolhardy to take on dragons while they can't. While he's mainly got an infantry force. If you can do something, or if you can't do anything for Eli Halion, at least see what you can do for Ormsdala. See if you can get people there and see that you know you can still trust me. And I'm still fighting. Even from the inside.
Good. Good. Keep doing that. And I will, and thank you for this, thank you for the warning. And I will relay this to the proper people. I swear to fucking God, if this is Balsam, watch your fucking back, dude. We're right on your fucking heels. Stix said, convincingly.
A sort of a second wave of drowsiness washes over you, Stix, and you fall back asleep and find yourself waking up in your own bed.
I think.
Klari.
There we go. Klari.
You are also visited during the night. You find yourself dreaming of a seagull crossing a great ocean. The sea is rough and windswept, and you can feel bits of spray in your feathers. After a short while, you alight on the shore as it rushes into view. And perched on a rock, looking out over the sea, is a hooded woman dressed all in blue. Something about her calls to you, and you flutter over to her, finding yourself almost entranced, drawn to this woman. And as you flutter over, she reaches out a hand, and you alight upon her fingers. And as you do, you find yourself in your own form once more, looking up at the face of a young, kindly woman. She looks down at you with piercing blue eyes and a knowing smile. You can see that there is a necklace around her neck with the symbol of Nehru upon it. And she looks at you and a soft voice says, Klari, one of my devoted who has travelled so far. A land not many of your ancestors have visited. A land almost beyond my eye until you arrived there. One of your ancestors travelled before you several generations ago. They carried with them a powerful blade. This blade is known to the elves of that land as a moon-touched blade. The ancestor of yours fell in combat. I believe you know the story of the Great Protector and their corruption. They made friends amongst the elves, but they were buried beside them. The sword was lost on the battlefield, becoming dormant. But now your renewed devotion to me has brought life to the sword once more, awakened it, its latent power calling for one from this land. As I understand it, the great territory of the once great dragon is now squabbled over by many lesser dragons. Their treasures scattered amongst the greedy young looking to establish themselves, and amongst brave adventurers such as yourselves who dared delve into those cursed is too strong a word, but they are fickle, the magic that still lies upon them after such a great battle. If you can travel there and claim the sword, bring it to a temple of my power, or build one yourself. Your ancestor was buried in a shrine that may do. You may be able to find the connection there. But there is a chance you can claim this powerful weapon. I gift you this knowledge, knowing that you have many trials ahead. And with that, she raises her hand and gently places it on your shoulder, and you feel yourself change once more, turning back into a bird. And as you take wing, she lifts her arms up, and a warming gust of air carries you higher and faster than you would have thought, lifting you across the seas back to your own self. Oh, you have a lovely dream.
Excellent. Is it about bacon?
It is not. It is about jam tarts. Hugo eats so many jam tarts that he becomes like a cartoon dragon.
Oh, is he really round?
He's really, really round
I love him.
and has stubby little arms and legs.
And when he tries to fly, does he kind of like bob?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he looks like.
Perfect.
Oh, excellent. I go.
But you all wake up.
Wait, but what did Hugo dream of?
What did Hugo dream of?
He dreams the same thing.
He did dream of the same thing.
Hugo
I'm the
created
one
the
flying
great
around
and
with
ancient
you.
dragon attack.
Yes, because Arwen's the one that's really round in Hugo's dreams.
Is
Great
for
day.
them.
But you all get a long rest. And cover any spell slots, and any abilities, things like that.
Good stuff.
As you awaken at your various times, the familiar scent of a cooked breakfast wafts through the house. Well familiar with Arwen now, the smell of bacon is very strong amongst it.
I asked if there's any jam tarts.
So it's like, yes, possibly. Is that something you would like for breakfast, miss?
Yes, please.
All right, I will head down to the kitchen and see if we've got any. And you are supplied with a small amount of jam tarts. They don't have as many as your dream self did.
That's okay. I didn't expect as many as my dream self had. I had a whole room of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Scrooge McDuck and his room of money.
Yes.
Yeah. Jam tarts.
Jump top now. Strawberry jam top.
As you are all enjoying your breakfasts and various stages, Arwen enjoying her jam tart breakfast
And bacon.
and bacon. Is together,
No.
or sort of like left hand jam tart, right hand bacon?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you keep going for left hand jam tart, right hand bacon, and as every time you look down, Hugo is he's got his head like on the table next to your plate. But every time you look down for bacon, the bacon's gone again.
That's okay. I've got jam tarts.
But yeah, as you're all enjoying breakfast, you hear the front door open and close, and the sound of heeled feet on the polished wooden floor.
Oh, while we're having breakfast, by the way, I would have told everyone about my dream
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Giving them
Yeah.
a lowdown.
Yeah, and through the open dining room, a couple of you on facing in away from the windows, can see the familiar figure of Genevieve arriving home in the same items she left the night before.
Good girl.
Uh,
So clever. Why didn't you just
yeah.
invite him over? They should just live together.
So the reason
You
she
know how long
doesn't
they've been going on?
is
Yeah.
because, as she's told you before, their two families are seen as very strict enemies.
Can enemies to lovers.
It is a forbidden love.
Yeah, but
Well, I would say to her, you know, I was told a story, you know, growing up in fancy houses of two gnomish families who were sort of against each other, Romeo and Juliet, and their families didn't like each other. But you know, they made it work. Their love blossomed, and they went through a whole load of crazy stuff. People got stabbed. They spoke in a very confusing tongue, and in the end, they both accidentally killed each other or themselves. So,
not in Romeo and Juliet, because then there was a Sherlock Gnomes.
oh yeah, oh I actually completely forgot there was a movie called Romeo and Juliet. Never. In which case, retell to her the tale of the film Romeo and Juliet.
I haven't seen Romeo and Juliet.
You've not seen Romeo and Juliet?
No.
Basically, JJ, take Romeo and Juliet, ignore all of it, and it's about garden gnomes and two garden gnome
Families?
families. Two neighbors have lots of garden gnomes. Some are red, Nomeo. Some are no. Juliet is red, Nomeo is blue, and they are at war and they hate each other. And but Nomeo and falls in love with Juliet, and eventually they get together because it's an animated movie for kids.
And then there's this deer that is a gnome, and he's played by Ozzy Osbourne. Carry on.
Oh yeah, there's also that. And in the second one, they bring in Sherlock gnomes
Yeah, I didn't
because
really understand that, but it
they
happened.
needed a fun, and they were like on them. But yeah, that's what I spent an hour doing, just recounting that tale. Except in my version, it still ends with the dual suicides because I feel like that's an important point to the end of that story.
No,
So long
because then
story short,
Genevieve thinks she's gonna die.
no, so I'm gonna say, so long story short, Genevieve, if you find this guy laid down, check his pulse. Is all I'm saying. Don't just immediately presume he's dead, and then
Do some mouth to
also
mouth.
don't kill yourself. You know, for any reason, but for a man, um, you know, plenty of the fish in the sea, that sort of thing. But if that's something that you're like really, really upset, just check his pulse, check he's alive. Because in this story, she thought the guy was dead and didn't check his pulse or anything, and just fucking killed herself. And then he woke up, and then he
He's
saw
the
that
other
she
way
was actually
around.
dead. Oh yeah, might be the other way around. In any case,
He actually
just
was dead.
yeah, kind of horrible. Anyway, long story short, let love blossom and thrive.
Genevieve just stacks a rasher of bacon on a jam tart and just thank you for that, Stix.
It is okay. I got plenty more stories of where these come from. Have I
Sure.
told you the Humpty?
And then, like, between her mouth for a shape. So, what's your plan? You mentioned you were off soon.
Yes, we are going to the Feywild to do super secret stuff. But the secret stuff is pertaining to the war and defeating Balsam. So don't worry. We will be gone about a week. I know it sounds like we're just going on a random adventure, but this is an actual adventure that will, properly help us in the future. We're going to collect something from a creature or creatures that will help us in the end defeat Balsam, or at least weaken Balsam so that he can be defeated. Yeah, I think that's pretty much. It. Yeah, as I said, we'll be gone maybe, hopefully, about a week. And have fun. Oh, also, I have information from a decent source, and I say decent because I'm still a bit confused by the whole experience. But I believe Balsam's next target after El Halion will be Ormsdala. So maybe if you could get a message up there and be like, maybe either evacuate or prepare yourselves for some kind of battle, because I believe he may be moving up there. There's a whole dream scenario, but that might be useful.
Genevieve looks slightly confused. She's like, sorry, how on earth do you know this?
So our friend is currently trapped within the body of, well, there's a whole sort of soul body sharing thing going on between our friend and Balsam. Our friend used some of Balsam's powers while he was asleep and, sort of in control, to contact me. And via contacting me, he was able to tell me these things because he's within, in his mind. However, there is a small possibility that this is a trap. So be on your guard. But I would say that, from my personal experience, it is better to act and, to have nothing happen than to not act and have terrible things happen. So maybe it's worth sending a message to Ormsdala and being like, hey, some bad shit might be coming your way. Be careful.
Okay, well, I will see what we can do. Unfortunately, the struggle of getting any resources to Raleigh Halion is hard enough. The extra few hundred miles to Ormsdala, it puts a bit more strain on things. But if we know that's where he's going, maybe we can hem him in somewhat.
And if you have anyone who has a sending spell and knows anyone in Ormsdala, don't we know? We know Crowley, who was meant to be in Ormsdala. Maybe he'll die in this whole scenario, and maybe that'll be a good thing that comes out of this.
Oh,
Probably that'd just be a nice thing off the checkbox. Would be a nice thing that I might actually thank Balsam for if he could just off that dude for us.
that would be
Um,
nice.
That would be quite. That'd be a pretty big thing off the checklist. But yeah. Anyway, that was that.
Okay, and you think you'll be gone a week in the Fae?
That is like a ballpark estimate. That's like an average. Like after a week, maybe check up on us if you have any knowledge of any sort of sending spells or any ability to contact people on other planes. Maybe just check up on us in a week to sort of see how things are going on. Could be longer, as I say, could be much shorter. Don't know. We'll get back to you.
Okay, well, I'm not going to pretend to understand what you are really up to, but I trust you all, and hopefully it's in our best interests, and I wish you luck. Is there any aid I can provide before you go?
Yes. If you could, I don't know, to live, laugh, love, you know. I think that's pretty much it.
I hate that. I was just gonna ask for a hug, but
Well, a hug I can do.
good.
She gives you a hug, Arwen.
Cool.
Pats you on the head.
This is literally part of my oath. I have to be the light. It says, kindle the light, shelter the light, preserve your own light, and be the light. And what's more light than live, love, love with little twinkly stars around it?
I'm disgusted.
So, any last minute preparations that have come to mind for anyone? Anything Klari would like to do before you leave?
You can't see, but she's shaking her head with food in her mouth.
Okay. Well, in which case, how are you all planning on getting to Feywild?
Follow the compass.
Follow the compass.
You're planning to follow the compass.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
And then if that doesn't work, we'll use Clary's.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're starting with the compass. That's fine. I was expecting you to start with the scroll, but
Really?
Well, look, the goal was to get us home.
Yeah, because otherwise we won't be able to get home.
okay. It's up to you.
I think start with them.
I would probably say start with the compass.
Yeah.
Although
Absolutely fine.
we don't know where we're going to end up.
Does that matter?
Yeah, because we need to go to the northeast. Although we're already basically like near there anyway. Like, assuming it's like a somewhat copy of Kavran, right? Then
Yeah, but they're tricky, so they'll probably put a portal in one place and it'll take you to another place. Yeah, no, probably use the thing.
yeah.
Yeah, use the scroll.
Uh,
And then at least when we come back through the with the compass, when we come back, we'll be, possibly somewhere that we know.
we could be on like the as you say, with the compass we could come back and we could just be like on the other side of the world. We'll have to like walk all that distance.
One thing you remember from your research that you did is Fey crossings take the form of natural shapes and tend towards uninterrupted pieces of nature that are near identical on both sides.
Oh, then we should definitely do the compass because we are already. So we needed the Rose place was in the northwest,
Northeast.
northeast. Never mind. We should do the other one.
Yeah.
Although, one thing I've just thought of is that if we then do the compass to get back, we're going to be in the middle of possibly a war zone. Because if we find a Fey crossing near and around there in the northeast, that is exactly where Balsam is going with his massive army.
But we might have someone around who can just teleport us.
Maybe. I mean, we could. I mean, we don't have any like sending spells or anything, so we can't like get hold of Regis.
When you say northeast, do we know, is it like Shattered Shore sort of area?
You just know the northeast.
No.
Like, there was a rough map, and the professor pointed in about sort of this region.
Okay. Okay, I think, yeah, we use the scroll to get there, and we'll just find a way back.
But the scroll's not guaranteed either.
Yeah, you would have to just roll for it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the 18, something like that.
17.
17.
It's
Oh,
level spell.
right. I keep thinking plane shift. So
How can you roll a D17?
DC 17.
Oh, Sorry.
It's the difficulty. So you're using the scroll from here,
Yes.
and you're using the harvested antlers from Elvis as a focus.
Yes. I forgot that was a thing that I did last session. I cut off Elvis's antlers. That was very dumb. Yes. That is exactly what we
Okay. In which case, you all gather around. Klari attempts to cast the spell from the scroll using Elvis's antlers. Yes,
Guidance.
as
Performance.
a focus to do so. Klari, can you make a DC 17 spellcasting check?
Yeah.
So this is just an intelligence check for you.
Press the high. Ah! No! Uh,
Fortunately, that is an 8.
not even
So
fucking up.
you attempt to cast this spell, and maybe it's the fatigue from all the sort of studying and writing out yesterday. Maybe there's something about the antlers that mean they're not a good enough focus, but for whatever reason, the scroll fades, sort of melting into embers of light that just disappear into nothingness. And you are all, unfortunately, still standing.
Yeah.
Wow, the Feywild looks a lot like our planet, right? Crazy. Big forest. I remember that. Fuck. Okay.
Compass time?
I guess so. I don't know. Can she like? I doubt she can like try again.
The
But
scroll, unfortunately, is lost. If you wish, you can spend another day and copy it out again, which would be another, investment of gold for the ink to do so. It's up to you guys.
no, let's just fucking use the compass. Let's just use the compass and figure it out. Let's go.
Okay. Well, you guys set off from the city, heading northeast, following the compass. It is good to be back on the road again, you find. Moving under your own steam with your own feet. But also, it was nice to be around friends and sleeping in a comfy bed for a few nights. As you travel further north, Stix, it occurs to you that a slight detour you could visit Aramis again, given the path that you're on. It would probably take maybe half a day out of your travel to sort of divert straight north, maybe.
I think we are in a bit of a rush, and I don't, if I'm honest, I don't really have anything to say.
Can
Other
she
than
get us to the Feywild in the right place?
oh shit, maybe she could. She is like technically an aspect of a god of harvests. I feel like that could possibly be it. Fuck it, let's go ask. It's only half a day. We got loads of time to kill.
Mhm.
Essentially. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's go.
Even if she can't get us to the Feywild, at least she could probably get us closer in. She's got to be able to like teleport on this plane.
Yeah, I bet she could. I bet she could do some crazy teleportation.
We could at
shenanigans.
least get to the northeast,
Yeah,
which will
I
make us closer to the place, to the Rosie's place.
I'm willing to bet that is a thing that she could do. So
Let's go talk to her.
yeah, do it.
Okay, so having had this idea, Stix, you divert north. Let me just double check some spells here for it. Yeah, cool. So you spend time traveling north. Stix, the area is very familiar to you. After a little bit of time, but you, over the course of a day or so, you make your way north and visit Aramis. The point on your compass does swing round a little bit, but as you're making your way close, it does also move in a ring. I can't remember how many rings I said it had. Did I say 3 or 4?
3, I think.
Okay. But yeah, so you have moved a little bit closer to whatever this source was, but eventually you make it to the familiar clearing of trees with the treehouse in it and the sort of homely knoll underneath where Stix likes to sleep. You, unlike last time when you stepped into the clearing and were met with a abrupt combative test, this time you step into the clearing and you see the familiar figure of your teacher before you. You recognize this well-honed, combative figure. They look at ease. They are standing, conversing, it seems, with a large stag. He's with a powerful rack of antlers and looking down at them, and they finish having this conversation. She and the stag briefly touch foreheads, and then, swift as the wind, the stag turns and rushes off into the forest. She turns to face you. Stix, my green knight, what can I do for you?
Hello. Nice to see you again. Not that I just want to pop in because I need something, but I do need something. I need your help. We are traveling to the Feywild. Are you able to get us there?
The Fae, unfortunately, is not my domain. In some circles, I am considered a Fae spirit and possess many of similar abilities. Such abilities that I have for a long time hidden from you, Stix, in the guise of your teacher. But I can move around the forest quickly. I can become many animal forms, but although the elves think of Thistleblade as a fae entity in this world, unfortunately I am not. The nature that I explained to you of worship and ideas manifesting beings means that I am very much, unfortunately, tied to this forest, a great section of which has taken a blow.
Can you teleport us places?
Within the forest, yes, the whole thing, thanks to the elves and their belief in the spirit of Thistleblade, is my domain.
Perfect. Can you teleport us to the very edge of the forest, please, and thank you, on the east side?
Yes.
There's an easternmost tree in the forest. We are going to the Feywild, and what we need in the Feywild is in the northeast. So if we could be in the northeast on this plane, that would mean that we have less traveling to do in Feywild. Hey presto.
Yes, of course.
Thanks. Let's go,
Thank you.
lads.
But first,
Um,
Stix, tell me of your journeys.
Mom.
You have a
Yeah.
sense of the other world around you, and you go plane hopping once more.
Yeah. So I won't bore you with the details, but long story short, obviously, I'm assuming you know Balsam ruining the world at the minute. We are trying to cut off his magical abilities. He is tied, he is getting magical abilities from a creature. We are going to try and sever that connection so that he can't use these magical abilities anymore. We went to the pink plane, the ethereal plane, to defeat a spectre trace, whose essence we need to power a machine that will essentially like show us where this tie is. Now we need to go to the Feywild to find a creature so that we can see this, you know, this thing. It's all great knowing where it is, but if we can't see it, that's not very good. So we need to go there and like be able to see this kind of thread of connection. And in the Feywild, there is a prince who has been basically captured by these three evil sort of, I don't know, like hags or crones or witches or whatever the fuck you want to call them. But they're able to see the unseen and things like that. So we're thinking, okay, well, these evil things have, you know, some kind of true sight, so that's fine. Um, and then after that, I guess we need a sword that can cut through, well, we need something that can cut through that stuff, but that's a problem for later on. Um, and then yeah, and then that's about that. Yeah, went to the ethereal plane. Um, don't bother ever going there. It is awful. It is just misty and horrible, and there are really creepy ass creatures living there. Um, so yeah, don't bother with that. Um, a question. Do you know anything about this material and where I can find it? And I'll pull out my spear and show her its tip and the metal that
Hmm.
makes it. I would say, do you
Yeah.
have any idea I can find some
Yeah,
more of
she
this?
takes the like spear
Yeah.
from your hand, and running her hand like over the blade, like twirls it around, drops down into like a fighter stance, drawing her arm up as if she's like holding a shield and giving several sort of going for like a combination of thrusts and strikes with it. This is a fine weapon. Where did you acquire it from? It is, as you say, made of a unique material.
So I found a bunch of designs for such a weapon, and as well as this strange metal, which I believe is called Starfall Steel or something like that. It's from like comets. I was wondering if you, as you know, the sort of I guess god or aspect of whatever of the forest, maybe you know of I don't know like a meteor, like a meteor come down with some of this metal in it. Would do you know of any in the area that you might be able to just pop us over to real quick that we can just pick up? Because if I get more of this stuff, I can upgrade it, and it will be a very very fine weapon, particularly befitting a well a battle that's obviously coming up. Uh, yeah.
Uh, Well, Starfall Steel is rare and aptly named. It is something that comes from the stars. There are those who believe it is a gift from the gods, should such creatures exist, that they send this material down as a blessing to those who receive it. Personally, I myself believe in a more cosmological view, and these are random pieces of space debris that happen to fall upon the Earth. But I will keep my senses out and if something does fall within the forest, I will endeavor to collect it for you. For this and for the other weapon you wish to create. However, do you remember the Great Protector?
Yes, the big dragon creature that
Yes.
will these forests, but
Yes,
doesn't.
when they fell prey to the cult influence and had to be put down, I marched through the elves in elven guise on that line. The dragon was fond of, as many dragons are, collecting things. My understanding is there is a series. They had a number of pieces of this material. Were you able to find the dragons that now squabble over the territory? You may be able to find some pieces of that collection within their hordes.
Thanks for the heads up. I'm very good to that at some point. Yeah. Thank you very much for the heads up.
Yeah, and she strides over towards the tree, opening up one of the trunk, like a trunk within the treehouse, and pulls out a map and says, "Well, now that we are up to date, where is it you would like to head? There are several points. There is Ithlamel points. There is Ithlamel down here. There's fairly easterly, although
No.
Move far northeast as you can
Yeah.
possibly do. Like sort of as close to all as far as we can go.
are you looking to head towards the city, or are you looking for
Not
the border?
We're looking for the border of the forest. Yes.
Very well. I will open a door for you. And she reaches out and draws a dagger. And as she does so, she draws it down over the trunk of the tree. And the wood, the bark splits and folds back like two sheets folding apart. It's just filled with a glowing green light. The door will not remain open long. Good luck, Stix.
You. Thank you very much for that
Thanks.
help. I'll be back. Gotta run. Bye. And then I will run on in. Yeah. Just head on in.
Mm-hmm. All of you rush on through and are find yourselves stepping out again into the forest. Looking around, your surroundings are somewhat identical, being amongst the trees and things again, but there is a noticeable shift in your environment. You can quickly pick out which way you need to go and begin to head on east. Due to the constraints of the spell, you need quite a large tree to do so, but it does mean it means you are not on the very border. You have to travel for maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes before you break through the border of the trees out onto the East Plains themselves.
Arwen,
familiar grasslands ahead of you. Yeah, you pull out the Fey compass, and whether through some stroke of luck or some divine magic, some power of Aramis's herself, there is a Fey, according to the compass, there is a Fey crossing currently indicated by the middle ring to the southeast.
Where are we?
You are on the very eastern border. So you are where you indicated, coming out here as far east
Down
as
here.
possible.
Okay. And it's is it close?
It is within the second ring. And seeing as you travelled from,
Close.
you travelled for a day beforehand to reach Aramis, and the compass indicated it went from the outer ring to the middle ring within that time.
So it will go. So it will take a day to get there.
Potentially, yes. Potentially up to a day.
Okay. Should we just go for that one then?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
I was going to say, is there any way we can go faster? And I could summon Elvis, and we could just sort of do things that way, try and sort of speed up travel through the forests a little bit. We need to get there particularly fast. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're summoning Elvis, do you want me to get a horse or something?
Well, I mean, there's only 3 of us. So could you potentially like wild shape and then we could fly over stuff? Because also I'm very, very aware that we're currently in the forest which is about to be attacked. So I don't want any like undead scouts or some shit seeing us. Could we like fly over places or something?
I kind of don't want to use my wild shape until we're. I feel like it's going to come in handy in the Feywild.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. All right. In which case, yeah,
Unless I
some.
polymorph, I can polymorph.
Oh, yeah, that could work. If you're sure, obviously.
Lost now, don't forget. So you'll travel faster for a time, whereas your wild shape lasts much longer.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Otherwise, like as you said, like some of the horses would also just work, and we can just travel that way. Maybe
I mean,
maybe
horses
if
would effectively
we
double your speed.
Yeah, let's just get horses.
Flying
yeah, let's
creatures,
just
I believe, if
horses
you get
and
creatures that fly up to like 80, have a flying speed of 80, so they would almost triple your speed, but only for an hour.
yeah, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. If you summon horses for you and Klari, I'm gonna get on Elvis, and then I'm going to fly up on the sort of tree canopy, um, dipping back down obviously to make sure I'm with thingy, but I'm basically going to be acting as a scout ahead of us to try and yeah, basically acting as like a scout ahead of us to try
To
and
clarify your position, Ben, you guys have like appeared within the forest, like walked about 20 minutes to get to the border of the forest, and before you is an
right.
open
No, no,
plain.
right. Yes, I when you said southeast, I was thinking, oh, like so we're going to go like down this way, not necessarily. Down. Never mind. Then we're just going to travel. Then we're just going to travel fucking normal and get there.
Okay, how are you traveling? Just
I've realised that if I conjure animals, that's also only an hour. So
Hooray. That's fine. Then we're just going to walk.
unless there's an animal like a deer or something nearby.
you want to spend time tracking down a deer?
No. Let's just walk. If we come across a horse at any point, I'll accost it.
Accost it?
Yeah.
Sounds threatening.
Nah, just chat. You know.
I love it. Oh, oh no, oh no, yeah, no, never mind. Wait, Roman's directions, various shapes. What's that? What's a garment, and I no longer have. Oh, I can pull out 2 dogs. I cannot pull out any more horses. That one horse I used to throw on the thing. I do have just 2 dogs I can pull out at any point. That's kind of fun.
So you make your way southeast
Yes.
on foot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You begin traveling. It is. By the time you'd spent a day camped within the forest, travelled, spent time with Aramis, and she transported you, it is sort of late morning. And so you travel for a day out amongst the trees on the open plains. The terrain becomes a little rocky, but you follow several natural sort of animal tracks that ease your way through the rocky ground, sort of twirling this way and that, as animals are wont to do. But you carry on. The day passes slowly. Your anticipation is somewhat tempered as you continue to watch this compass as it slowly, the light slowly flashes towards the end of the day, the late afternoon. The dot finally blinks towards the innermost ring.
It's
But the sun begins, the sun has certainly begun to set as you're casting around trying to find this portal, this crossing.
Mildly annoying.
What would you like to do? Would you like to rest and search again in the fresh light, or are you just going to spend time looking for it this evening?
we can look in the evening. All of us have dark vision.
Yeah, I think just have a look.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would rather the Feywild could be really dangerous. So no, never mind. We'll look in the evening, see if we can find it, and then we'll decide.
Okay. Can everyone make an investigation check then?
Can I think I get? Oh God.
The thing about your favourite terrain, I believe it's only tracking creatures.
Investigation. Do it so fucking well.
When you make an intelligence or wisdom check in related to that, your proficiency bonus is doubled. So if you are proficient in investigation, your proficiency bonus will be doubled.
Damn it. No.
So I think it should then just give you proficiency of over terrain, I think. Because who knows?
Okay.
The 20
But I
of
am
us
alert to danger.
Mm-hmm.
Am I doing investigation?
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, that's pretty good.
14.
So, Arwen, perhaps best guided by the compass. Stix and Klari, you're kind of lost. You're looking for these signs, but the light's fading. Everything's becoming sort of dull shades grey. The distance you can see as the light begins to drop is reduced. You can only see so far, but you're looking around and you're struggling to see anything. You're looking for those signs you'd expect, sort of natural formations, circles, twists, groups of stones, mushrooms, something like that. And nothing is springing to mind. When you're...
Do I get advantage because it's technically... Is it technically about my favourite enemy? Because it's kind of like...
No, you're not looking for people.
Life and stuff.
Yeah, no, you don't get advantage.
Fine.
And Stix and Klari, it's very disheartening, and you guys kind of sort of give up looking quite quickly. And you spend a lot more time looking, but although you spot sort of a couple of signs that you think might be you might be this thing. You've several sort of rings of stones. Maybe you follow a stream for a little bit. There is like a copse of trees that you're looking through. You don't in the darkness. You're just struggling to pinpoint anything, and the compass is not very exact. Unfortunately, you can keep looking into the night if you want, but you spend a good chunk of time sort of combing. You're combing over a very wide area of terrain.
Is there any way Hugo can help? Because I'm not. Can he help outside of combat?
Anyone can help.
Could I? So from my robe of useful items, I can pull out a bull lantern. Obviously, it's starting to get dark, so could we? No, and it has like oil. So could I? Obviously, realizing I am no good at this on my own, can I then go and help Arwen with another check with my basically like holding up my lantern and doing things that way so that we have like a bit more light and stuff like that. I think
Yeah,
I get two.
yeah. So
Yeah, pulse.
you pull out this light, trying to light
Yes,
the way.
yes, bullseye lantern filled and lit. Um, I get two of those. That's one of those knocked off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So
Can you make another check, Owen?
Yeah. Do I do it with advantage because he's helping?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 18. That's better.
18. So you guys are looking around, and one of the things that sticks your light as you sort of wandered across the terrain, one of the things your light picks up is this like a small copse of trees that sort of blended into the natural sort of curves of the land in the fading light, and they stick out a little bit. Most of the plants in this terrain, although there are sort of a scant few trees and things like that, is sort of bushes and scrubland and stuff. So you head towards this. There is a small stream that you're following as it trickles in the direction of the tree, probably the source of the water that has allowed such growth. And the ground begins to sort of slope away as well into almost like not a deep, but like a little sort of like gully or valley. Um, the little stream picking up speed. And eventually you get amongst the trees, and amongst the trees is the stream coalesces, falling down a couple of small rocky shelves into a large pool of water. The water doesn't drain away out of the stream, it just sort of swirls gently within.
Nice.
You've found a pool of water.
We found
Uh,
water.
Oh, and your compass glows more brightly. You approach the pool.
Nice. Okay. Do we want to have a rest here so we're not like we don't get any exhaustion? Just because I'm worried about the Feywild.
yeah, I'm worried about sleeping the Feywild. We don't know
Yeah.
we don't know what's there.
So if
I have a question. What is night? Would Arwen know what night is like in the Feywild? Uh, is
So,
it
what you know
is it
from
super
various things
dangerous?
is that the Fae doesn't have a night. It has bright periods and dark periods, but it doesn't have a night. So it has, it goes between sort of like a dusk and dawn level of light. Or sorry, no, like a dusk and noon sort of level of light. But it doesn't ever become fully night.
Sounds like a big basketball on the sky, just doing, doing,
It's
doing.
like being at like one of the poles during the summer when the sun never properly sets.
ew. This is the worst place ever.
No wonder they're all weird. They don't have the moon. They don't have darkness. They don't have the night sky.
Okay, I think we get some rest here,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then as
Never
soon as
make
we wake up, jump in the pool.
Agreed. I believe. Oh no. I was about to say I believe we have tents, but I don't think we just be carrying around tents. I think that was in the carry wagon we used to have.
No, I think I've got a tent because I got my bag of holding back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
we got.
unless you burnt my tents. You might burnt my tent. Did you burn it?
And
Yeah,
you haven't got
maybe.
it written down. You haven't got a tent.
Feel like maybe the tent's all burned up.
Fast.
Uh,
But you guys are no strangers to making camps and things like that.
yeah. I have a sack.
You settle yourselves in for a night of reasonable comfort. It is chilly upon the plains. The wind blows quite strongly. And as you are settling down, your rest is briefly disturbed. You are stumbled upon by a small group of devilish fiends,
Ugh.
which similar to those Arwen previously encountered when she ventured out looking for the Fey crossing initially. They are no match for you and are swiftly dispatched, being, fairly weak devils. But it is a stark reminder that your home country is no longer as safe as it once was. These, 2 encounters with devils in 4 days is very strange. For adventurers such as yourselves, they are not a threat, but for the common folk, they could be. And that thought lingers with you as you all take a long rest once more. The morning
Nice.
dawns bright and early on the plains. You're awoken by the sound of birds chirping, the sun rising in the sky. You believe yourselves to be in the presence of a Fey crossing.
I checked the compass again just to make sure.
It still seems to glow.
We all ready?
Think so.
I jump in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Also
Okay.
jump in the pool. We
Okay.
all
You
jump
in. The water is bracing and cold.
A bar. Hallelujah.
You start to wade in, and it seems to gather depth quite quickly. It is almost sort of well-like in its shape. The banks below the surface sloping away quite quickly until you find yourselves paddling in the middle.
It was like swirling, wasn't it?
Yes, the water itself within the pool was slowly sort of spiraling around like a draining plug hole.
Can I hold my breath and see if I can get sucked in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hold your breath, swimming down towards the bottom. It is very cold. It's hard to see under the water, but you are just about able to make out. Down in the bottom, there are a series of sort of large square stones at the bottom, orientated in a circle. Worked smooth by the sort of natural passage of water. And as you get closer, that pull gets stronger. And you find yourself having to kick less hard to descend. You are gently pulled in towards this circle of stones. believing this to be what you're looking for, you reach out and you touch it.
Mhm.
There is almost like when you go over like a sudden drop. There's like a sort of lurching um, in your stomach. The pull of the water is still there, still sort of being pulled in this direction. But there is a subtle sort of shift in the direction of the swirling, almost like it's gone in reverse. Whereas before it may have been clockwise, now it is anti-clockwise. The others of you watch Arwen disappear down, losing sight of her as she swims down into the water. A minute goes by, 2 minutes go by, 5 minutes go by, and there's no sign of Arwen.
Wow, you guys let me drown.
Well, no, I think if Arwen's going in, we're also going in. I thought that was the assumption. We're just kind of
Okay.
like, as far as we're aware, Arwen's the expert. We're following. Yeah.
Okay. So you will follow down, you will descend. You will feel this lurch and this shift in the water currents. There's a shift in temperature as well. It gets mildly warmer, noticeably so.
All right.
Stop.
But yeah, you all slowly rise to the surface once more, and you find yourselves in a very familiar setting. There is the small waterfalls that trickle in the fill pool. There is a copse of trees around, but now there is a house nestled on one side, a small wooden house. Also, the trees themselves are decorated with pieces of hanging glass, bauble or orbs, sort of shaped. Some of them strangely sort of twisted like melted glass pulled in different directions. Each one sort of twinkling and glowing in the early light, lit from within with a unusual light source. But you are all able to make your way to the bank, stumbling out, soaking wet. Mm-hmm.
As we emerge from the bank, would this be possibly a good time to take a quick 5-minute break?
Yep.
Need to do something a second. 55 minutes. That'd be great. Apologies.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you very much. So, We're about
Alright,
to kill all.
jumping right back into it. You say boing?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yes, boing, right back into it. So, you guys all emerge from this pool, dripping wet. Around you can see the trees are adorned with these glowing crystal sort of glass like urns twisted into strange shapes, different colored lights sort of illuminating each one from inside. Some of the shapes, now that you're out and can see them more closely, look almost like figures, maybe individuals, or some are more abstract. You know, one is sort of maybe the rough shape of a horse, and one is sort of no shape at all. You've got one that's the shape maybe like a sun sort of glowing with a warm light within, and one is just a twisted spiral with a dark blue light glowing off it.
Interesting. You said there was a hut.
Yes,
House
there
or
is a small wooden cabin. Now you've emerged from the water, the soft sort of drip, drip, drip of water dripping off you. You can hear the familiar sort of swish and thud of an axe.
Can I see anyone around?
No,
Me?
it sounds like it's coming from the other side of the house at the moment.
Do we want to say hello, or do we just want to go? I'm going to ask where we are.
Yeah, I think we need to kind of get
Direction.
bearings on where we are, but just be careful.
Yeah. Are we telling people we're from another place, or are we just gonna?
No,
No.
I think
Alright.
I'll probably be able to tell, but
We got the ears. It's fine. I got this. I will just make a bunch of shit up. So I will go to the house. I will give a couple of raps on the door, but in a like.
Yeah. There is like one final like swish and thud of an axe, and then you hear the sound of footsteps coming around the side of the house. And emerging around the side of the house is a tall, dark-skinned centaur. He sees they're clutching, you know, a large wood axe in their hands.
Ah.
So your sort of brow furrows as they take you all in. Greetings.
My good son.
What brings strange travellers to my doorstep?
Yes, well, it would appear these strange travelers, as you see, before you, have gotten somewhat a little, well, I wouldn't really say lost, more in we are following directions to a place, but unfortunately, these directions don't exactly, they're very, very vague. And thus, we would like, we were hoping for a little bit of an update, and I was hoping you'd be able to tell us where exactly we are. Found ourselves sort of walking through the woodland here, and we saw your pool. We decided, so you can see where we decided on a quick sort of morning refresher. Apologies if this pool is, I don't know, sacred or whatever. And we now find ourselves here before you. Yes, would you be able to tell us where exactly we are? The being that gave us these directions was incredibly vague.
I would advise against lying. It doesn't go well. Especially
I
around these parts, people are quite discerning. If you wish, you may retreat back through the gateway with no charge, but to cross my threshold, you must pay for passage.
all right, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, you got me there. How much is payment of passage?
I am a collector of things.
Oh, right.
And he like gestures around to the orbs.
I warn you, we have a bad history of collectors. Right. So what? So if you're a collector of things, what exactly? I mean, these things are very weird. Like there's one that looks like a horse, there's one that looks like the sun. What is it you collect? We don't have any glass objects for sale, unfortunately.
No, I think you misunderstand. I collect things of sentiment.
Right.
I'm not interested in monetary value. I have everything I need here. But sentiment, the experiences of others.
Um, that all sounds mighty fine. I'll tell you what. Um, maybe if you just tell us where we are, we can work out some kind of deal. Maybe because I mean, if we're not exactly where we need to be, we might just pop back to the portal and try somewhere else. So,
Well, wherever you left from is wherever you have emerged. The portal is a mirror.
we're looking for. Is it like? Was it called the Rose Garden? Yeah, we're looking for the Rose Garden. Is that near here?
The Rose Garden. A sad story. I do not know it well, but I know of it. Several days northeast of it, you'll find you're looking for. When you come across a land blighted by fungus, that is the territory of the Rose Garden.
Right. Um. Okay. So it does seem like this is the place we need to be. Um. Instead, how's about this? We come to some sort of deal where we get out of your hair without any trouble. Or we end up causing you a lot more trouble than all of this. We are on a little bit of a time pressured mission. And we've lost a lot already that is quite sentimental to us. So please, if you have some decency, some semblance of mercy, we would very, very much appreciate it.
It's not about decency or mercy. You do not seem to know much about the land you have come to. Rules here govern everything. I am the guardian of this gateway, and this gateway demands a payment.
This fucking recession, man, everything demands a payment nowadays. Uh,
I do not ask for gold or jewels. As I said, my life here is less than interesting at times. But he reaches up in his tall central form and plucks a sort of sunny yellow, like glass statuette from the tree, carved in, or shaped into the shape of a tree itself. And there is like a little, like, sort of stopper in it, sort of molded into the trunk of it. And as he opens it up and holds it out towards you, the light within sort of coalesces out, and you all are momentarily struck by a vision of a warm, sunny afternoon, and a couple of elves are sat under a tree on a blanket with a picnic basket between them, laughing at some joke just told. And then you pull back to yourselves, and he's stopping the bottle once more and hangs it back in its branch. A memory, a treasured time, one who passed through this way.
So we need to give you one of our memories.
Can I give you something sentimental instead of a memory?
Something of sentiment. This memory was precious, and they gave it up willingly for passage.
Can I give so I can give you?
Yes, looking around, there are other things as well.
Okay,
There are
that's fine. As long
rather
as you're
than
taking
there
it.
are all sorts of trinkets, a cup, like a belt. There is a sort of like a fairly bedraggled looking robe, weathered and thing. There are other physical items as well.
Will one item grant passage to all of us?
It is one per person.
Does Hugo count as a person? He owns no things.
He is a creature, a sentient creature. He passes this way. He must give up something as well.
He's not giving up any memories. Right, he can have his. All right. Hugo gives his football ruby because that was the first thing he ever had in his hoard. Big sad moments. I'm very sad. Arwen gives acorn. Speaks acorn. Take them away. Take them away.
Genuine question. How important is the acorn to Arwen?
It's important. It speaks acorn.
So it's genuinely important.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's kept it this whole time.
Oh. I'm just asking.
I've imagined there's been several situations where Arwen's cleaning out her pockets or rifling for something in her pockets. She pulls out an acorn. So he's like, "What the fuck have you got an acorn?" Just stares daggers into him, just horrifying. Why the fuck are you keeping a fucking acorn?
Yeah, he takes both of them from you and holds them in a hand, and with the other hand, he draws through the air, in a very fine net. He's conjured, like two nets, basically like small cloth bags, so you can still see the contents within. And he reaches up and he hangs them on a spare branch. You may pass.
By the way, do we get these back? If we come through here, do we get these back? No.
I could go with
Oh.
no.
Probably should
for
have.
passage.
Yeah. It's just not like a sort of you'll hold it for us while we're here type of situation.
No, these are payment for passage. Some have passed this way many times.
All right. Fuck. Yeah. I know exactly what I need to give. I want to give it. Well, I've got a couple of things I could give, but I really don't want to give. Because I've got.
Good job. Oh, the hoarder.
I've got either a mimic plush.
Oh, I was like, I'm not doing that. There's no way in
Yeah,
hell.
an owl bear plush.
Yeah, I
Or
wasn't giving away my squishy squad.
yeah, it's reversible mimic plush. I ain't giving that shit away. No way, no how. We will find another way. God, I've got a lot of things on my character sheet that could potentially be sentimental. Where you go before me? I'm trying to.
Or you can give up a memory.
Will it be gone?
Yes.
Give up memories. Hey, what?
Like a single.
Yeah.
Okay. Like your memory.
Yeah, no, not all of your memory. That would be.
Yeah, it's just like a single event. Like this was whoever this elf was that had passage, they gave up the memory of a pleasant afternoon with presumably someone they loved. Why? They don't know. But this was a pleasant memory that they cherished.
I gave up the memory of meeting you guys. Would I not know who you are, Aiden?
No, you give up. You, the inference is clear to you that it is a specific passage. It's not like if you give up the memory of meeting Arwen, you forget who Arwen is. You would just forget how you and Arwen met, for example.
I see.
Do you get to choose the memory?
Yes, it is your choice. He won't take something. You have to give it.
I'm just imagining me and Hugo are on the other side of this man. Just like,
It's up to you guys.
I've already given it up, so you better give your shit up.
I was like, oh great, we're going back through.
I've lost my acorn.
Such a random shit way of it.
Yeah, you really do. Give up your magic mouth scroll.
Absolutely not.
I will. Oh god, this is very, very difficult. Oh,
Potion of poison resistance.
you just fucking. Oh my god. Well, now we've got 6. It's fine.
Didn't know it.
Well, Klari also just happens to have like
2 slips of blue paper.
I wouldn't be surprised if Klari's like looking through her stuff and she just ends up having some eyes that have true seeing on them. Just she picked them up and
So,
like,
yeah, like she's down on the ground rooting through her pack right now, like, well guys, I had a potion of poison resistance.
okay.
If only we had the urn of Belladonna.
Yeah,
Here you
I
go.
Dragon coin?
I've also got a dragon coin. I can't remember that when I gave her. I will give my.
Oh no, not this
Oh, I'm trying to decide between the mimic plush or the owlbear plush. And it's very, very difficult. But I think. Oh,
one. I was just nervous.
I'm going to go for the mimic plush. I will give that up very, very sadly. And it's reversible, so I set it to the sad side. And I give it to it. And I'm very, very sad.
He takes it. He magically conjures a thread or like a string that just weaves through it and just hangs it on a branch. And then gestures
Tell you
you
what.
sort of in Owen's direction.
So you don't question the mimic plush, but you question Smeek's acorn.
Yeah, because it took him that long to decide on the mimic flash, and I could see it in his face.
Yeah.
Also, you're tricksy enough to be like, maybe I give him something garbage.
No, I would have just given him
Pretty
one of the
gosh.
other acorns that I have on my person.
I was originally going to give him one of my like my old shield that I've still got on me, but no.
Give it a memory, but then
What about Klari?
I feel like it's a trick. I don't think it's a trick. I think the Feywild just sucks.
just go with the memory.
He just keeps it, doesn't he? Like how a dragon keeps a hoard because it's his job. Collect payments.
I'll give the memory. He can have the memory of the day we first came to Kavran.
Oh, it's fun.
Memory of the day Klari came to Kavran.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just tell you about it afterwards. It's fine.
He pulls from like a saddlebag that's like over his back, a small like glass vial, and holds it out. And says, "Think of your memory. Hold it clearly in your mind." And when he does, he reaches out towards you, and he draws. And his finger touches the side of your head, and he draws forth this memory and deposits it in the glass, and then stops it up.
If I remember correctly, when Klari came to Kavran, the first thing we did was went into a sewer full of spiders. So maybe that wasn't bad.
It's about
Oh.
right.
Okay, now it's
What I'm taking from this is like as the ship's like approaching the harbor, it's like that like excitement of new adventure and that that landing on foreign shores.
Yeah, she
that
gets to keep the memories of the spiders. Lucky thing.
yeah, it's like
No, you definitely would.
wake up on the day at sea, cut to spiders.
It's what we did in Denderport the day, because I remember you arrived, like we had to walk past the, because that's why we were walking past the docks to go, because we had to go to the docks to get down into the sewer, and your ship happened to come in.
I was going through town and everyone was talking about the phone. Like you guys have the phone.
Oh yeah, we met Klari after the spiders.
Oh,
Oh, then we killed a bunch of people.
Klari tried to disguise herself as one of the bad guys and she failed miserably.
Oh yeah. Okay, maybe it is a good / bad memory to give up. Damn, I thought you got
Yeah.
away with that.
Well, Arwen gives Klari a memory of spiders that she never had.
uh,
Just to replace the one she
Right.
lost.
That's happened the day before you arrived.
You got here at the right time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, with the memory received, he inclines his head to you all. Should you pass his way again, I look forward to receiving your treasures once more.
We gotta give you another one just to go back down that hole.
The gateway demands passage.
Ew. Yucky. Bye.
Safe
I'm just
travel.
going to give you a little bit of like a little bit of a review. This is a terrible way to invite people to your world. Like, if you really want to see some sort of passage going through this place, get some trade flowing, maybe don't just immediately take something that's important to them. This is tell you what, the ethereal plane, say what you want about it, but at the very least, it didn't fucking take my toy, or it just took a little bit of my sanity. Was all. That was fine. That's fine. I can give up that shit. All
You
right,
had
let's go.
sanity going in there?
Yeah, it was like the last little strand I had left before we went in. It went away.
I don't remember what that feels like. Maybe I have been here before.
I
Sanity.
I don't think sanity is a thing Arwen would value.
actually really love that. Like, Arwen, she got therapy and stuff like that, but she just gave up all of her memories of the therapy every time.
Arwen got loads better and then gave it up to become the shoe terror.
It
Woohoo.
Should
makes
give
so
them
much sense.
shoes.
No.
But you are all allowed to carry on.
It's actually
Right.
not the road that gave off the first people.
I know. That's so sad. Question: if he was to if he was to wear trousers, would he wear them on like all of his legs?
Who are we talking about?
The same.
Oh, the set of right. Okay, sorry.
Just never seen a centaur before. No, not Hugo. No. Although that is also a good question. If Hugo was to wear trousers, how would he wear trousers? But anyway,
His
carry on.
limbs.
I like
Do
my
what they least expect. Keep them on their toes.
That's what he said, they were on his wings.
Can't do they were on their toes.
You all depart. Wah!
Scary. That was me.
Yes, it was. You all depart the clearing around the pool. Don't do it again. Don't push the
Do
button
it.
on my armrest so I suddenly drop. You all depart the clearing. Moving through, you realize that this area of trees is much larger than the small copse of trees from the material plane. But the surrounding pool itself is the identical feature. As you head off into an area of lush woodland.
My favorite terrain.
Who is leading the way?
Arwen,
Arwen.
Miss B, killer herself, and I am there behind her with like turn the faithless, channel divinity, like fucking primed and ready. To just tell any fate to piss off. But that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Arwen, you lead the party through the trees. There is a unusual similarity between the flora and fauna as you make your way. Almost like looking at everything through a mirror, but like looking at your reflection with distinct differences, like a funhouse mirror.
Like when you have your phone and it like flips the image and you're like, oh, I hate it.
Yes.
Cool. Down in front. Gonna move on.
You walk for most of the morning until you leave the trees behind you. And you find yourselves in a somewhat familiar environment. The open plains. The grass as it stretches before you is lush and green. And you realize there is almost like a dividing line as you step out. The trees continue on, curving away from you in a very neat, ordered row. And the grass very much borders it. Not a blade seems to extend under the canopy of the trees. Almost like there is a invisible boundary you have just crossed.
Do I see funguses?
You do not.
Guy.
But
No, he said that's
carry
like a couple of days away.
the land steadily rises as you carry on. The sun begins to drop in the sky before it seems to reach a point. It doesn't drop any further. It just continues to rotate around. It's a confusing experience. You feel weary after your travel, but the light is telling you that it's not yet evening. It's a strange feeling to get used to. You keep walking, steadily rising as the land does so. The grass becoming more sparse, small rocks and larger rocks sort of seem to sprout from between, until ahead of you it suddenly drops away, and you realize you're staring across a large ravine stretching away as far as you can see, several miles in either direction. The far side, several 100 feet away. The bottom, 100 or so feet down, maybe more. A swift river rushes, white with foam and rapids. What are you all doing?
Oh, we're not getting in it.
Yeah, we need to get to the other side of the ravine. I mean, I can summon Elvis. He could take me.
I can fly. And I can take Klari. And then Hugo can fly.
Yeah. Or Hugo can like get on with me or get on with Clary.
Mm.
Either or. We don't know what. Is it like, I don't know, it's like big creepy birds here. We've had our fill of big creepy birds in the past.
You can make a perception check.
Yes, actually. I like that plan. Are there any big aerial creatures in the vicinity? Guidance. 13 plus 2, 15.
15. Anyone else making a check?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do this.
Perception. Stix is looking for birds.
I'm looking for big birds that might knock me out of the sky.
Shit. I mean,
12.
I don't actually get advantage, but 22.
28. Fuck.
So,
228. Nice.
Stix, you indeed do spot several birds. There seems to be a nice flock of maybe starlings or something like that. Seems to be slowly forming a murmuration a few hundred yards, sort of down the way on the other side of the cliff. Arwen, you spot high above you there is a large red bird, a large bird with red wings, just soaring in wide sort of circles. You watch it for a few minutes as it arcs around. It seems to be taking a very large route. Klari, what you spot is, as well as the bird above, nestled into a shelf, somewhat hidden by an outcropping on the far side of the canyon, is an expansive nest, a huge construction of twigs and branches. It sits slightly, somewhat covered, folded, tucked in under this rocky shelf, tucked back in a small sort of half cave-like thing, giving it shelter from the elements. But there is an enormous nest.
Birds. Yes, I've seen the small little birds. Lots. Yes, I know there are lots of small starlings that would appear. Oh, lovely. Good day for flying. We could fly.
I'm a giant
Alright.
eagle.
Elvis. Rise. Cast. I should have cast this last night and then brought him here. But it's fine. I will use my 4th level fucking spell slot to cast Find Greater Steed. Although, how does that work? Because we're in the Feywild, but he's from the Feywild.
Wasn't he already with you though? Because you hadn't dismissed him when.
Yes, because if we were going to use the compass, I would have needed to dismiss him.
Would it?
Or at least, no, I
Yeah, 'cause
dismissed
it's
him
by
yesterday.
doorways.
Yeah, no, I dismissed him yesterday, and you were using your thingy
Oh,
when
yes,
you
yes, yes, yes.
your ability to try and find Fey shit.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry.
why I dismissed him, and now I need to pull him back. So I'll use my 4th level spell slot. Oh, because I have 2 now. I'm level 15 paladin. So that's fine. And I will summon yonder Elvis.
Okay. Is Klari riding Elvis?
No, I thought Clara was riding Arwen, who's going to turn into.
Clary's riding Arwen?
Because I'm an eagle.
Okay, that's
A
fine.
giant eagle.
I'm just trying to establish who is where.
You can get a room, guys.
Okay. You take to the air. And as you rise up, you can see that there is an occupant to the nest. A incredibly large red and blue bird. And as you cross, the bird, as you take wing, the bird tentatively extends its head out, rising from its nest very slightly, sort of half unfurling its large wings and stepping towards the edge of the outcropping where the nest resides. And you can see as it does so, there is a small sort of dun-coloured, bird perched within, seem to have been hidden behind or underneath this larger creature, and it's poised to take wing, and it gives this enormous cawing screech. But it doesn't rise from the nest just yet. Instead, what you hear is an answering screech from above. And as you look up, you see the wings fold on this bird, and it dives with rapid speed towards you. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh shit! I have a plan. I don't really have a plan. Do I need to roll for Elvis, or is he just going to go with me?
He is just going on your turn for the sake of ease.
Eight. D. Three. I could use a griffin, right? Yeah. Yeah, I've been using a griffin this whole time. What's that? Yeah, 50 plus 4. 2 attack rolls.
We've got Arwen, Stix, Hugo, just need Klari. Klari with a 12, okay.
Oh shit, Arwen's going from that.
Pardon?
Can normal people take a dodge?
Yes, it's a dodge action.
I don't know if that was just rogues.
Rogues can dash, hide, and disengage as a bonus action. Dodge is an action for everyone.
Okay.
Good dodge. As a bonus action.
Well, I will
Use-
be dodging.
You're going to take the dodge action.
Is that something? Is that a good idea?
It gives
I've never-
disadvantage on any attack rolls against you.
Excellent. I'm going to dodge.
Gives you advantage on dex saves.
I would like to dodge.
Okay, Arwen takes the dodge action. Klari, you are perched upon Arwen's back. As you look around, you can see this large bird rapidly diving towards you. Yes.
Does Clary technically take advantage on?
I mean, no, because you are an independent mount, I believe. The rules on mounted combat confuse me every time I look at them, but I will look at them now just to double check.
Because technically, I have allowed her to dodge as well.
So,
In it, like not as an action, but she has.
Just tell me the page. I really hate this about the thing. It says mounted combat, see under combat. Why don't you just tell me the page number? It would take less things.
Yeah.
Combat, mounted, 198. Mounted combat, creature, one size and use appropriate mounted so mount following rules. While you are mounted, you have two options. You can either control the mount or allow it to act independently. Intelligent creatures such as dragons act independently. So you are an independent mount. You can control the mount only if it's trained. An independent mount retains its place in initiative order bearing its rider, but there's no restriction on the actions the mount can take, and it moves and acts as it wishes. It might flee from combat, rush, or attack. In either case, the mount provokes an opportunity attack while you're on it. The attacker can target you or the mount. So you control the mount. Initiative of controlled mount matches yours when you mount it. If you move, direct it, and the three action does it again. Controlled mount can move or even act. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Based on that, because you're an independent mount, Clary is not controlling you. So if something wanted to attack her on your back, it could still attack her regularly.
Oh, okay. I tried.
Yeah, that's all right. Good looking out. Clary, what are you doing? You're on the back of Arwen. This thing is still several hundred feet away up in the air.
Or sheet.
Um, what do I do about it? Oh, this. Um,
Also, what Clary thinks, remind me of your movement speed. I'm assuming you're just going across still.
80 feet.
80 feet. So your normal speed is 80 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
can I cast Shield of Faith on Arwen?
Yes, you cast Shield of Faith on Arwen. Gives her +2 to her AC.
Yeah.
I used to try.
Mhm.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay. Stix.
I'm going to command. So I believe if I don't give Elvis a command, he just takes the dodge action, right?
So he basically operates. He is a controlled mount, so he just sort of like operates as you're
It's fine.
on your turn.
So I will tell
So he
him.
has 3 actions: dash, disengage, or dodge.
Yeah.
As a controlled mount.
I'm going to be telling him dodge. Because yeah, dodge. And as for me,
I will be doing a. Oh, I can't just plant growth and run away here because we're in the fucking sky. Well, I'll tell you what I'll tell you what I'll fucking do because I would really quite like to sort of get over this thing. No, don't be wasting that spell, wouldn't it? I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do. I think Stix as well is just going to take the dodge action and sort of just try and.
Okay. Remind me of Elvis's speed.
Elvis' speed is 80 feet flying.
80 feet as well. Okay. Hugo.
He is going to. Can he dash as a bonus action and then dash as an action?
Yes.
I'd like him to do that, please.
Okay. So he's actually outpaces all of you to 120 feet. Doing that for multiple rounds in a row is very tiring to have to exert yourself at that speed. So, like doing that like consistently for many rounds will give him a level of exhaustion after a certain point. He's all right to do it for a few rounds, but like double dashing like that will lead to becoming tired very quickly.
Yeah.
Or like checks to continue making it.
Cool.
All right. The rock, because that's what it is,
Oh no, not another rock.
continues its dive towards you, approaching very quickly, but is still not within range of you just yet. You imagine on its next turn, it will probably be within range to attack.
How far from the edge that we were to the edge that we're going to is it?
It's about 300 feet.
Okay. Can I? And how long does the spell that Klari spelled
minute.
on me? Oh, that's fine enough. Can I dash?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just to.
So you're dashing, so you're going another 160 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've got Klari at the same distance. Klari, what are you up to?
Sorry, how close did you say we were?
So Arwen has dashed, so she's gone 160 feet this round.
I have an idea that might get us away. Or at least might get two of us away and leave one person, unfortunately. But so I could cast Dimension Door. And that can basically allow travel like fucking 400 feet so we can just get to the other side. But that would leave one person.
How is that? How are you?
I'm on now.
How fast is this thing?
Oh, it's been pretty fucking quick.
Don't we attack?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's still quite far away, so I'm not sure if there's much it can do.
You go. So you double tap, and then just one dash, and then double dash.
Yeah.
And that end up with fine.
That's
Yeah,
that's,
he's got several turns of being able to double dash, but it's like every turn for.
Yeah. Without getting across the other side.
Yeah,
If
if you're gone.
If I were to cast Mirror Image right now,
Yeah.
Would it cast a mirror image of Klari and Eagle Arwen? Or would it just be a kind of
There would
sitting
just
Klari
be like
Multiple.
multiple Clary sort of hovering sort of like to the side of you. It wouldn't because it only has a range of self.
Yeah.
So you can only target one creature, so it'd just be you. But it would look like there were multiple of you sort of like on the back or sort of like slightly to the side.
Oh, but if I
It would,
do it,
mirror image would still work if it tried to target you.
Okay. But it wouldn't be
I feel like it's gonna target the big thing
Yeah.
and just sort of make you fall.
Stix, you're up next, so
Yep.
once Clary decides what she's gonna do. What are you doing, Clary? You can hold an action if you want.
Would I know if there is something that this creature is afraid of? If it had like a natural predator? Or something?
You can make a nature check.
So I'm assuming
Nature.
a nature check, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nothing immediately springs to mind at this moment for you, unfortunately.
What are rocks afraid of? Paper. Yeah, can't do anything. Dodge. Yeah, it gives disadvantage on attack rolls against you.
I didn't know anything about that.
It's an action to do those, so it's like in combat, sorry.
I'm so confused. What?
Dodging is an action you could take.
So that would be like a held action.
No, that would be your action.
But how can I dodge if it's not attacked?
Because then, well, yeah, I guess it would be a held action. No, because if you dodge until the start of your next turn, any attacks against you are made at disadvantage.
I'm not like clairvoyant. Dodge attack.
No, but you're like preparing to, so I guess with sort of
Rather than focusing on trying to like attack someone or do something else, you focus on defense basically, which makes you harder to hit.
I'll do that then. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yes, you can take the dog action. It also gives you advantage on dexterity saves.
No.
If you take the dodge action, because you're ready to spring into action to avoid danger.
We've been playing this for like 2 years, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that existed.
We've used it multiple times.
I've dodged for the first time ever, I think.
A very useful skill.
It seems like a basic thing, and I didn't know.
Well, it's because it uses your action, and usually when you use your action to fight stuff, so not very useful.
But I've been in so many situations where I can't do anything.
I don't know.
You learn something new every day.
You do. I am making Elvis dash. I would like to. Oh, I needed to read a spell. That's what I needed to do really, really, really quickly. Pause. And I think we need a creature of weapon for the spell. Fuck. You know what? Fuck it.
I could try it. I could just get the spell back later. So I'm going to make Elvis dash,
Mhm.
and I'm going to pull out my bow,
Okay.
and I'm going to, as a bonus action, cast upon it ensnaring strike.
Okay.
Fire at the creature, because those are fucking ridiculous range. So,
Okay. Make an attack roll.
swear to God, if this misses, I will cry.
This bird is moving incredibly rapidly. The up-down motion of Elvis's wings. You haven't done a lot of flying on Elvis, let alone a lot of flying combat. A bow is not really all of these factors of combat, combined. Just the arrow just sails off.
I'll walk through the forest and suddenly gets hit by an arrow and then wrapped up in vines. I mean, I got another shot. I'm fucking taking it. I know it's not going to make. I know it's not going to make any difference, but maybe it'll piss it off or something.
Cool.
There we go. See, why couldn't I do that like 2 seconds ago? Oh shit! Yeah, that's still my dex.
Tell me about ensnaring strike. Is it on your next attack or is it on your next hit?
Well, that's a very, very good question. It is the next time. Oh, the next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before this spell ends, and its concentration up to 1 minute. There we go. So, can this thing make a strength saving throw? It has advantage. I know
What
this
is the
doesn't.
DC?
The DC is 18, however. So that's what
Okay.
I'm sort of.
The first roll is a 20.
Fucking shitting fuck. That's fine. Never mind then. It takes 8 points of damage, and nothing else happens. It briefly gets wrapped up in a couple of vines, but it just sort of shrugs them off because it's a big fucking bird.
Yeah, the vines wrap around it, but as it's coming in, it opens its wings and burst. They all burst off as it swoops down to attack. Hugo, what's Hugo doing?
1 dash, please.
1 dash. So he's going 80 feet. Okay.
1 more dash.
I think he's at the same. Is it the same point as everyone else?
No, he's 40 feet behind.
Oh, I'm not very good at maths.
Anything else?
No, he can.
Okay.
If he double dashes next time, he'll get to the end, won't he?
He'll get to the other side, yes. Or he won't be over the canyon anymore.
Can he dodge?
You can take the dodge action.
I'd like him to take the dodge action, please.
Yeah, you can dash as a bonus action, take the dodge action.
I'd want that.
Okay. So, the rock's turn. It swoops in, bursting off these vines, and it's going for the target in the lead. So, it is going to make a beak attack at Klari on the back, who has mirror image and has taken the dodge action, so disadvantage.
I didn't actually cast mirror image, I don't think.
Ah, you didn't cast mirror image yet. Okay, well, you've taken the dodge action, which makes that a 23 to hit with disadvantage.
Fucking hell.
So I go after 8s for this.
Yeah.
Clary, you take 30 piercing damage as the beak lashes out at you. Arwen, the talons are going for you.
Yeah.
You have not taken the dodge action.
No.
So this is a regular roll.
No.
That is a 25 to hit an eagle. So you take.
Oh no, it wasn't dodging.
Arwen has +2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it would
okay.
only be a 15 AC.
Also, I think that's a concentration spell. So do I need to roll something?
Yes, you need to make a concentration check. DC 15.
Actually, the DC is 10 because you uncanny dodged.
Oh, she uncanny dodge. Okay.
Yes.
Arwen, you take 27 slashing damage and are grappled.
I'm grappled.
Yes.
Oh, can I not be?
No, this talon attack automatically grapples.
How'd you get out of a grapple?
Strength or dexterity. So either an contested athletics or dexterity or acrobatics.
Does it grapple both of us because she's on top of?
Yes, because
thank
it's so enormous and Klari is on your back. You are both grappled in a single talon.
Question. So we're in.
Yeah, like it's like grabbed around you and like the talon.
Oh my god!
It's grappled you in his talon.
Okay, because I am no longer an eagle.
Oh, interesting. Well, it doesn't change. You are still grappled.
I'm a mere mortal.
This is fine. I plan.
Well, I'm excited to find out what that plan is next week. As
Yes.
this is the end of the round, the end of the session, and an exciting cliffhanger to leave it on with Arwen and Klari grappled by a ring.
It's fine.
Which I wish there was another way of pronouncing so it didn't sound like you've been grabbed by a piece of stone.
Well, so the rock comes from French mythology because a bunch of they saw a fucking huge bird one day, and it's actually pronounced. Well, technically, it's African mythology, but from when like France had a big empire in Africa, and they pronounced it like roque, like Roque. How it was originally said.
I'd still pronounce that rock though.
No, it's like roque, like roque. Roque.
That's still rock in a French accent.
Yeah, it's basically just rock.
I think I'd just say rock rather than potentially being vaguely offensive.
Yeah, it's you said like roque. Roque sounds cool though.
But interested to see how this one plays out.
I did very briefly want to say, so obviously there was that idea spinning around of fun on a farm. And yeah, if people are still down, I was thinking at some point probably either at the end of this month or like beginning of next month, I'd probably end up running it. I'm thinking. Well, it depends. Do you guys want to do a high level thing, mid level thing, or a low level thing? Put that question out there now.
Easy either way. Like low level is easier to like build a character for, and
yeah, but I think we're familiar with the stuff. It's not like the Star Wars stuff where it was like, oh my god, all this new shit.
Yeah, all like new sort of thing.
I wouldn't mind mid level.
Yeah, so we said like level 9, level 10 sort of thing.
Solid.
I'll tell you what, level 11. Because then if you want to go in one class, you get a really cool thing at level 11. But if you go in multiple classes, you can get like a bunch of different stuff. So we're gonna go level 11. And yeah, as I said before, so we've decided on the things. The whole thing is you're going to McFlonald's Astral Farm. So McFlonald's Astral Farm is actually also a sanctuary for endangered creatures all throughout the multiverse. They go to a farm in the Astral Sea where they are taken care of by Old McFlonald. And Old McFlonald, he's getting old. He's realised he needs some helping hands. And you guys, in whoever the fuck you guys want to be,
have decided that going to this farm, becoming one of these farmers, is your dream. It's what you've always wanted to do. Or
Doing
you're
their
just using it to,
apprenticeship.
yeah, or you're using it to hide away from your previous life. Or you're here on some secret mission to do something. I don't fucking know.
Doing
Whatever your
community
life,
service.
yeah, that too. That is
It was
fantastic.
this or litter
Uh,
picking.
So whatever your life was before, that is fine. That's probably why you are a level 11 character. And you know, now you're here going for this apprenticeship. This farm is unlike any other farm, you know, in the known multiverse. There is not just cows and sheep and things. There are all sorts of crazy creatures from all over the multiverse that are being, you know, thinged.
Is
So,
there going to
for
be a
example,
giant space hamster?
yes, there may be a giant space hamster.
Yes.
Miniature giant
Oh,
space
sorry.
hamster.
Sorry. I do apologise.
There are, of course, as I previously said, dragon cows. They exist now. I made a stat block for them already because I couldn't help myself.
Best day ever.
As well,
Do they have
you
spicy
know,
milk?
Ew. So
spicy.
gross.
No, hey, JJ, we're serious. This is a serious campaign, please.
It is. You've got to take this more seriously. Otherwise, we won't invite you back.